It's time I rule the seas.
Alright, hello everybody. I'm Gamemaster now 9, back with more of Disney Infinity. I just realized I have the same circular power disc as last time. Oh well. I have a different hexagonal. I have a different hexagonal power disc this time though. Anyways, today I'm back once again in the toy box and what will soon to be my very own world that I've already named Gamemaster 909 World. How fitting. But, yeah, this is another, by the way, this is another one of the hexagonal power discs. I believe for Wave 2, it's the Headless Horseman's Horse from The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, which was part of the Disney package film, The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. So yeah, isn't that cool? Pretty much functions as any other horse, but at least it looks cool. And if you have the music on, it plays special music. So that's pretty cool. Previously we started working on, or I started working on this huge toy box world that is in the process of being awesome. I mainly started working on this whole cave system here, which is kind of like a whole maze, which does have another exit, I believe, along with this crystal cavern over here. Pretty cool. Let's see, I think there is another exit. Yes, there is. Right over here. There's going to be a bunch of stuff over here. So, yeah, today, and probably, well, for I don't know how much longer, we're going to continue working on it. But first, let's take a look at Davy Jones' Toy Box Adventure. Davy Jones Collects Souls. You'll fear death with this challenge. Defeat your enemies whilst collecting their souls so you can send them to the locker before time runs out. Alright. Save up your spins to increase your odds of winning your favorite toy in the toy vault. Well, it's too late to do that. Anyways. We have the same kind of... Oh, we have a Blunder-Bust this time. Alright, we're gonna defeat our own pirate crew? Interesting. Alright, eliminate as many of the enemy targets as possible before time runs out. 35 points will get us gold. So is this just the Barbossa challenge? Except, we have a different weapon? Is that all this is? Oh, okay. We don't collect orbs this time. We actually just defeat the enemies. Okay. That seems fair. And once again, the power disc I have on will actually probably come into a lot of use. But after this, I'll probably place a different one down.
Hit the button twice to double jump.
Yes, I know. Even though that's not really going to come into much use quite yet, because all of our enemies, for the time being, are on the ground. We got a bronze medal. Okay, I thought one of these guys would have like a shield or something, like in the... Actually, I'm pretty sure in the last adventure we had enemies with shields, which is weird because you can't have these enemies with shields in the toy box mode. Also, there's a cave section here. What's the point of this? Seriously, what's the point of it? Why is that there? No enemies will spawn there. Is it like a hiding spot? Well, there's not really a point to it because this is a time challenge. You're not going to have any time to hide. I'll probably just waste a lot of time doing that because now I only have 45 seconds to defeat 8 enemies. So I gotta use the most, like, take the most advantage out of my time. 6 enemies in 30 seconds. That's one enemy every 5 seconds. Can I do it? I mean, there's a lot of driftwood pirates, to be fair, which those don't take long to defeat. But even then, once again, with the Blunder-Bust, there's so much room for error. Okay. God, no! Where's the last guy? Where's the last guy? There we is. No! Oh!
You doubted me.
Yes, Davy Jones, I did. We gotta do it again! Alright, at least now I know what that gold mine is about, and that there is none. Shut up.
Don't forget to aim.
Yeah, there's a reason why I never really used the Blunder-Bust as a kid, or really at all. Because it's just not a great weapon. It might seem like one at first, but just the speed of it just kills it. Just kills it ever being useful. Because the strength difference between it and the flintlock are not large enough to make using the Blunder-Bust worth it. You're better off just using your melee attacks. It's a lot more reliable. God.
Seems I miscalculated that last maneuver.
Yeah, this might actually be more difficult than Barbossa's challenge. Not for the reason you might think, because in some cases you might think it's easier because, you know, you don't have to pick up orbs. But the thing is that you're restricted to a stupid weapon.
Return to the abyss from whence you came.
Like, maybe I could put on a power disc for it, for the ranged weapon, to make it stronger, but I don't know. Oh my god. Dang it. God, Davy Jones sure is weaker than I remember. If this is the soul collector they talk about, then, geez, he wouldn't seem like much of a threat. Davy Jones's locker might actually be some wuss locker that you would see in an average high school, or just school, any school really. If this is how puny he is against his own pirate crew, that's a bad look. Alright, got silver. With a minute and a half remaining. Oh god. Can I defeat 15 enemies in that much time? Alright, at least the power disc is activating a lot. That might help us. Okay. Oh god, a minute to defeat 10 enemies. Can I do it? Alright. Cool that the power disc is actually coming to the use now.
30 seconds to go.
Because I'm gonna need it. I'm really gonna need it. Alright, just give me some Driftwood Pirates, game. Because, I'm gonna need them. Need these weak enemies.
10 seconds left.
Oh god, no! Not again. I did even worse! Oh my god!
Destroy as many enemy targets as possible before the clock runs down.
I realized I didn't even touch Macus. Alright, maybe I should get rid of him first. I think he gives you more points. Let's find out. I might not have time to aim. 4 minutes, I don't know if it's enough. Alright, maybe I should put on a different power disc. Like maybe one of the health-related ones. Right, get out of here, Macus. God, these stupid bombs. Uh-oh. If I fail this one, I'm putting on a different power disc. Great. Okay. Alright, now does Macus... Oh, Macus gives you 5 points! Dang. Okay, yeah, now I can see why I failed last time. Because I didn't even touch Macus. I had no idea. Boom. Boom. Ooh, that was a good block, you gotta admit. Really? Sending them into the water does nothing? It doesn't count for, or does it? Wait. Because that gave me 2 points. Is it not when they touch the water, but rather when they're like loaded out or something? Because I think they clip through the water, probably. Because, you know, water isn't traditionally in the toy box mode. Like, let's see. Is there like a delay to it? Yeah, there is. Okay. Interesting. Or does it just not count until you defeat the very next enemy? Oh, come on. There we go. Boom. Alright, 8 enemies to go. With 45 seconds remaining. I might be able to do this. Definitely doing better than last time, it seems. And I missed once again with the Blunder-Bust.
30 seconds to go.
I don't even seem to have that good of range because, like, the aiming reticle doesn't appear until I'm really close to an enemy. Yeah, look at that. Oh my god. This is pathetic.
10 seconds left.
Oh god, no. Oh my god, I did it.
Payment is due.
Holy crap.
Not to make
How much...
you wait.
Oh, it doesn't even tell you how much time you have. Because I'm pretty sure I had like less than a second there. That was close. Maybe give me a challenge that doesn't require the Blunder-Bust. Alright. Well, that was something.
Are ye ready to embark on another adventure?
Please, any adventure other than that. God. That was a nightmare. Okay, whatever that was. So first of all, these canyons need some ground. How about... There we go. Does that work? Yeah, that works. No, what about the long flat? Is that... Yeah, that lines up perfectly. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. For now, at least. Maybe I'll think of something later. But for now, we have this whole area right here that we could probably put something on. Spaceship Earth, maybe. The Goo Volcano. It fits. That might actually work. That'd be kind of cool. Clock Tower. Stone Arc Fort. Or Arch Fort. A shipwreck? That would be cool. See, School of Scaring's too big. I don't know why I would put one of the Cars buildings there, but whatever. Monument of Heroes? I could probably put this somewhere else. But yeah, that reminds me, with these castle pieces, what should be like the main centerpiece, you know? It could be an Agrippa Palace. That would be cool. You know? Agrippa Palace walls and... Although, what height would that be? Would that be as tall as the base? I guess. Alright. We got the towers. A stadium. We've got to have a stadium somewhere. I want to have a racetrack in this world, right? And I'm wondering, like, there should probably be... I want the racetrack to be, like, go across the entire world rather than to be in its own little section. But if it were in its own section, it probably would be, like, in a giant stadium or something. But at the same time, these stadium stands could... well... I really don't know. I gotta think of something for that. We gotta have some sort of city. A pirate town? That would be interesting. Got a covered walkway. Got the sidewalk. Well, what could these be used for? Like a bridge to a certain area? I don't know. That'd be kind of cool, actually. I like the look of it. Should probably do something about the side of these terrain blocks. I should probably focus on just terrain right now. Should probably worry about the set pieces and stuff later. Well, actually... yeah, this works just fine. Got a canyon wall there. And maybe I could cover, well, the entire area? Maybe. What happens if I just put it here? And then put this here. That might actually work. Yeah, it kind of does. Looks like you can still kind of see the top of the cave block. How can I cover that up? Canyon outer curve. There's gotta be a way. That almost works. That almost works. Holy crap. I can't do that. There's this. Oh, that almost works too. You know what? Yeah, that might do it, actually. Let's see. Or at least it'll make it, like, not stick out as much, you know? Just have a whole bunch of ledges there. It's just one with the crowd, I guess. Let's see how this looks. And also, if you can actually reach it. With the Cave of Wonders here. Oh, I do know these walls are... You can't climb up it, so you might not be able to, unless... I mean, of course you could use the boost pack. But, like... Yeah, look at that. You can use it to climb. Pretty cool. You probably slide right back down. I might put something else here, but this is just, again, for a placeholder for now. I think it looks cool from here. Yeah. Alright, what else can we do? Although, actually... Ooh, a rocky wall jump block. That just might do it as well. Maybe that's another... That could be another part of the canyon. Like, I don't know, right here. Yeah, I guess that works. Short cave block, what? Huh. Interesting. It's a shame that these don't really match the real parts of the canyon, I guess you could say. At least I don't think, right? Canyon outer curve. I mean, I guess, yeah. Yeah, they don't. Which is really weird. And also weird that there's just nothing here for now. I'll probably just cover this up with just normal terrain. Like this. Yeah, why not? The small terrain blocks. Whoops. There we go. Now that looks pretty natural. Although, oh, you know what? Don't we have like a bridge or something? Grassy bridge, yeah. I guess that works. Wish they were a little smaller, though. Oh, it's supposed to connect to something. Ramp, cliff. There really isn't a smaller bridge? I mean, there's the log, but that seems pretty dangerous, don't you think? There's gotta be another bridge somewhere. And I know you can't connect the rope bridges that I think are in the decorations, right? Yeah, these. Yeah, you cannot. Well, you can try, and I think I've tried before. Or you just can. Okay, cool. Yeah, that actually works really well. Alright, I guess we'll do the same over here. Maybe. No, but no, you can't. Okay, you have to do it in a very precise area if you actually want it to work. Like over here at the end, maybe? No. Where did we exactly put it over at the other end? Was it at a normal? It was in between. Okay, that's how it worked. Gotcha. So like right in between, it works. Yeah, it sure does. Wow. That's really cool. You can use the wall jump to move over there. Although you could use the climbing cliff to like climb down, can't you? If I even placed it anywhere. I think I did over here. Yes, you can. Okay. You come down here into the canyon. Yeah, this just looks weird. Maybe I could put something there, but like cover it up. Maybe that won't work. Never mind. I find it funny that Davy Jones' walking sound is different from other characters. I guess because of his, you know, because of his peg leg. Yeah, totally. I don't know what I'm going to do about over here. Anyways. What other crazy train stuff we could do around here? Step grassy corner. I mean, probably worry about that later. Sloping hill. I don't know why the icon is that small. It's like the same size as the tiny slope icon. That's really weird. Oh, right, the rope cliff. Yeah, we gotta use this for something, for like a floating island or of some sort. That would be cool. Like over here, maybe? Yeah, that could work. And then... Here's the cliff ledge. Does this work? Somewhat, I think. That doesn't look great. Dang. There's gotta be one that does work for it. Like, I know the small floating cliff kinda works. Not this, though. That doesn't really work. Like, There's gotta be a different kind that we can use for this island. Or maybe there isn't. Massive terrain block. Okay. I would always assume that the massive terrain block was like a terrain block that's larger than the large terrain block, but I guess it isn't. Maybe it could just be this tiny little floating island, you know? Although, does that even work with the cliff ledge? Okay, yes it does, actually. Alright. So I guess we could do that? Even though... I don't really know what else I'm gonna actually do with that. Let's see here. I mean, yeah, I guess, but... I don't know. Don't really know if I want it to be that small. I could just, like, scale it up, maybe. It still just looks really weird. Maybe it's just this, with this terrain texture. Maybe if I change it, it'll look a little different. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, the bottom especially looks ugly. It's cool though, I guess. Even though right here, you can fall right through. I don't know. Probably should have thought it out a little more. Or at least the developers should have, you know. But again, maybe it looks better in with other textures, which speaking of, I guess I could show off another one of the terrain or texture sets with the power discs. Alright, it's already looking a little spooky. Yeah. Alright, with the Halloween Town sky and Jack's scary decorations. These are power discs, of course, themed after The Nightmare Before Christmas, the Tim Burton film, or technically Henry Selick directed, but Tim Burton produced, stop-motion animated film. Of course, because Jack Skellington is a playable character in this game, they have a whole bunch of stuff in this game themed around the film, which is really cool. I actually think they look really nice. It's cool, and I think the water actually looks different with this texture set. Or with the terrain texture. Alright, let's see. It does! Look at that! The water is green! Cool.